Broncos Nation, forget the final score for a second, because what quarterback Bo Nix just did in his first appearance since that devastating injury in last year's divisional round is exactly what this entire fan base needed to see. Yes, the Broncos lost this preseason matchup against the Green Bay Packers. We are not going to pretend otherwise. But buried inside that loss is a performance from Bo Nix that should have Broncos country feeling incredibly good about where this offense is headed. And we also got our first real extended look at Jaylen Waddle. Plus, a play from running back RJ Harvey that might just be the most important storyline nobody has been talking about enough this offseason. We are breaking down all of it right now. But first, if this is your first time here, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We are chasing 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and every single person watching this video can help push us there today. Let us start with the man everyone tuned in to see, because Bo Nix stepped onto that field and operated this offense with total confidence from snap one. That was the entire assignment heading into tonight. Go out there, move around on that surgically repaired ankle, and prove that everything he had been saying all offseason and showing throughout training camp was true, that there are zero lingering effects from that injury. And that is exactly what he did. Nix was pushing the football to every single level of the field, taking legitimate shots downfield, operating from under center, working out of the shotgun, running play action, rolling out of the pocket, and sliding away from pressure like a quarterback with complete command of his body. Now, to be fair, there were no designed quarterback runs tonight, and really no true scrambling either, which makes sense in a preseason setting. But everything else was on full display, and it was about as complete a performance as you could ask for from a guy making his return from that kind of injury. Let us talk numbers, because they tell the story better than any highlight reel could. Bo Nix finished the night 6 of 9, passing for 76 yards through the air, with one touchdown thrown to RJ Harvey and a passer rating of 129.9. Let that number sink in for a second. 129.9. That will absolutely work Broncos country. And it is even worth noting that one of those three incompletions was actually a heartbreakingly close official challenge on a Courtland Sutton catch that easily could have gone the other way, which means the real efficiency of this performance was arguably even better than the box score shows. And here is the trend that should really get you fired up. This marks back-to-back preseason games now where this Davis-Webb called offense has scored a touchdown on the opening drive following up last week's 6-play. 69-yard scoring drive with a 6-play, 65-yard touchdown drive tonight. That has been a real point of emphasis for this coaching staff, because scoring fast out of the gate has been a stubborn problem in years past. And to see it happen in consecutive outings, especially with Bo Nix coming off a major injury, is exactly the kind of evidence Broncos country has been begging to see. There were some issues tonight, sure, but they had far more to do with the offensive line and penalties than with anything involving the operation of the offense itself or the chemistry between Nix and his playmakers. This is precisely the evidence everybody needed heading into a pivotal third season for Bo Nix. The whole offseason conversation has centered on one massive question. Can Bo Nix actually take that leap in year 3? And tonight gave real tangible proof that the answer is yes, built on 3 specific ingredients. First, Nix has to be healthy, and clearly he is. Second, he needs continued cohesion with his offensive play caller in Davis-Webb, and that relationship already looked completely locked in tonight, even working with backup offensive linemen and one of the team's 3rd or 4th string centers. And third, he needs playmakers around him who can actually create explosive plays. And Broncos country, that third ingredient is exactly where this story gets really exciting. Because we have to talk about Jaylen Waddle, when you talk about explosiveness, when you talk about a receiver who can consistently create separation, when you talk about the single missing piece this Denver offense has needed for years, Jaylen Waddle fits the profile on paper in every single way. Training camp had already been buzzing about him thanks to a legendary 60-plus yard connection with Bo Nix that got Watt behind Pat Surtain in practice. A throw people who witnessed it in person described as even prettier than the iconic Marvin Mims touchdown from that Christmas game against Cincinnati a couple seasons back. That practice rep instantly became the stuff of camp legend, and after missing time himself with an injury, Watt returned to full strength tonight and saw exactly one target in this game. That target went for 35 yards on a big play down the middle of the field. Lined up in the slot, Watt showcased literally everything the coaching staff has been drawing up for him. Speed, quickness, precise route running, natural separation, and dangerous yards after the catch ability, all wrapped into one single rep. Bo Nix put the ball in a spot that protected Wadd from getting blown up by the safety rotating over the top, and Wadd adjusted, came back to the football, and turned it into a chunk game. And here is the number that should really jump out at you. When Wadd caught that pass, he had 5 yards of separation on the defensive back covering him. 5 yards. That is not a coverage bust. That is a receiver who is simply built differently to what this Broncos offense has had at that position in recent memory. This is exactly why Jaylen Waddle has been talked up as the true missing piece for this offense, and tonight was just the beginning of what that connection with Bo Nix is going to look like all season long. All right, before we get into the last big storyline of the night, I need a favor from all of you watching. If you are into this kind of detailed breakdown, smash that like button right now. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is genuinely the perfect moment because we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and every single person watching has the power to help us get there today. Now let us talk about the player who might be the most underrated storyline of this entire Broncos offseason. Because I need Broncos country to stop sleeping on RJ Harvey, this offseason has not been kind to his reputation, and honestly, a lot of that criticism has felt unfair. Between the addition of Jonah Coleman, the return of a healthy J.K. Dobbins, and the way last season's run game finished on a sour note, there has been a real wave of pessimism surrounding Harvey heading into this year. Some fans have soured on him entirely, and plenty of voices in the fantasy football community have gone as far as saying to avoid him completely, which honestly has less to do with how this coaching staff plans to use running backs and more to do with a belief that Harvey simply cannot take the next step as a player. It also does not help that most people do not even realize Harvey played through an injury during last year's AFC Championship game. But here is the truth. Broncos country, RJ Harvey is one of the best pass-catching backs in this entire league right now, and this preseason gave us proof of exactly why. Go back and watch his touchdown grab from that Christmas game against Kansas City last year. The way he found separation in a tight red zone window looked like something out of a veteran wide receiver's playbook, not a running back's. That is the exact type of weapon this coaching staff has envisioned for him since the day he was drafted, the so-called Joker role that Sean Payton himself has referenced. A player who is not quite ready to fully take on that role as a rookie, tonight's wheel route touchdown against Green Bay felt like the official arrival of that evolution. And do not brush this off as a fluke either, because throughout this entire offseason program and training camp, there have been repeated reports of running back, specifically RJ Harvey, making big plays on wheel routes in practice. That is not a coincidence. That tells you this coaching staff has been deliberately building this exact concept into the playbook because they view Harvey as a legitimate receiving threat out of the backfield. On the touchdown itself, Green Bay linebacker Isaiah Cooper was actually in solid coverage position. This was not some blown assignment or a defense simply falling asleep. Harvey, giving up real size in that matchup, still made a genuinely difficult contested catch, rewarding Bo Nix's confidence in throwing it his way rather than just bailing him out. This is a real legitimate weapon, and I firmly believe Harvey has a path to 50 or 60 catches, maybe more this season, if this coaching staff continues to lean into what we saw tonight. The more this gets put on tape, the more this offense can start using Harvey as a decoy and creating even more explosive plays elsewhere, because defenses now have to respect him down the field. So look, Broncos country, I have to be honest with you, this was not a win. The Broncos did lose this football game to Green Bay, and there's plenty to clean up across the depth chart, particularly with some of the backup units and whatever is going on at the backup quarterback spot, which we will be digging into in a separate breakdown this week. But the headline story tonight is not the final score. The headline story is that Bo Nix looked like a quarterback ready to take that year 3 leap. Jaylen Waddle looks like the missing piece this offense has needed for years. And RJ Harvey just showed the entire league exactly why he should not be counted out. That is what Broncos country should be walking away from this game feeling good about. So here is my question for all of you down in the comments. Are you buying into the RJ Harvey hype after that wheel route touchdown, or are you still skeptical given how last season ended? And how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about this Bo Nix and Jaylen Waddle connection after just one target tonight? Drop your answers down below because I want to see exactly where Broncos country stands heading into the rest of this preseason. That is going to wrap up this breakdown, Broncos faithful. But before you go, I need three things from you. First, if you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do it right now because we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and every single one of you watching has the power to help us cross that finish line today. Second, smash that like button because it genuinely helps this kind of honest, detailed Broncos breakdown reach more fans just like you. And third, drop a comment with your thoughts on tonight's performance from Nix, Wadd, and Harvey because I read every single one of them. We have got a lot more coverage coming your way this week, including a full breakdown of the backup quarterback competition and everything we saw from the depth pieces tonight, so make sure that notification bell is turned on so you never miss it. Until next time, Broncos country, we will see you on the next one.
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 2,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button right now.